Okay. We are all lathered up with the explosive lathering from the Razor Emporium Barbershop soap. I made a decision a while back. Someone said, why aren't you using Razor Emporium products on your videos? And I thought, I don't really want to shill and sit here and be like, hey, I'm a fanboy. Look, I got the shirt. I should have a hat, I guess, and like a Razor Emporium tattoo, and Razor Emporium soap, and splash and brush. But I was like, I don't even care. It's a fantastic product. You saw, literally, it took 10 seconds to make a crazy good lather in the dish, and then I transferred it, and then further built it and hydrated it on my face. So fantastic product there. Love our base. It's terrific. Not just saying it. Look, proof's in the pudding. So, and we are using also the Razor Emporium brush. I tell people all the time, you don't need this crazy expensive brush. Now, this is a $25 Badger brush. It's like a Best Badger quality. Are there softer, more dense brushes out there? Absolutely. Is this a fantastic value and a really great way to get started? Yes. I have these at my house too. You've seen my live videos at home. I'm using these same brushes. They're great. Okay, moving on. So we're lathered up. We're gonna get loaded up now. And we've got the Rex Supply Co. Konsul razor. So Rex is a sister company of Razor Emporium. It's kind of our manufacturing division, so to speak. If you didn't know, now you know. And this razor is the Konsul Slant Adjustable. It's the world's first slant adjustable razor, and it is also the world's first stainless steel slant adjustable. So I'm quite proud of it, and it's not only that I'm just proud of the engineering feat that it took to produce this, but I'm really impressed with the way it shaves. And so we're gonna touch upon that. So I did hear from some people that they had issues loading this, like very few people, like maybe 4 or 5 people said they had issues loading it. I just want to show real quick. Here's how I do it. I put the blade on top of the razor, I put the cap down, I line it, push it down, it's loaded. I did have some people say that I need to make the little tabs on the cap longer to kind of like lock the blade in, and we may do that on a future production run. The production run right now that we're in the middle of has already been done with the cap, so we can't make a change now, but maybe in the future we'll look at that. But to me, it's not a major issue. But what is a slant razor? Let's talk about shave quality. Let's get away from engineering and soap. Let's talk about the razor. A slant razor is this idea of holding a blade kind of on a torqued, twisted kind of design where the blade's actually going to have not only an angle to it, but it's also going to have a reveal that kind of changes. If you look at the cap, you see the reveal changes of the blade, of how much blade comes out across it. And many people think this is going to lead to like jaggedy scars, like Frankenstein, like just tear up their face. No, if done properly, it's going to provide one of the smoothest, most comfortable, enjoyable shaves really of your life. And if you are someone who has a really thick beard, sensitive skin, and you have trouble getting a good, close, comfortable shave, this very well could be the answer for you. So that's kind of the design goal. The objective of the design was to have a very close, comfortable shave with maybe just one pass only. I have seen people shave of the days and people describing multiple passes with this, but to me, it gets scary close with just one pass. So all that being said, I've loaded my blade. I've got it set just before 3, which is where I know I like this. So this is not a complete blind review. I've been using this quite a lot at home since we were in R&D and release, but I just want to kind of talk through the shave experience with you guys for our video today. So the other question I've got is, how do I hold a slant razor? You hold a slant razor the same way you hold any other double-edged razor. You don't need to hold it at a slant. That's the whole idea, is it's kind of doing the slant for you. Very easy. I've got about 2 days of growth, and it's just effortlessly cutting through my hair. It's extremely smooth. I have very little blade feel. So that was another objective of this razor, was the blade feel. So we came out with the Ambassador in 2017, and it's been a tremendous success. We've sold thousands all over the world. But some people have said that they don't like the blade kind of positive feel of the Ambassador. And so rather than changing the Ambassador and And now having like two versions, like blade positive, blade neutral ambassador, I just think that's just so confusing. I just thought, let's incorporate the blade neutral feel with another kind of concept like a slant. So we definitely did that. Blade neutral feel.
What does that mean?
Blade neutral feel just means that as you're shaving, you don't feel the actual, sorry, we got some air in the line. You don't feel the actual edge of the blade kind of on your face. Like on the ambassador, you will certainly feel the edge. Now it's not gonna cut you, it feels more aggressive, it feels more sensitive. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's hard. English is such a funny language. You feel the blade. You feel it kind of cutting more. It's, I would say, kind of a scrapey feel, but a scrape has a negative connotation. It's not like a scrape in a bad way, but you definitely feel more resistance. You feel more of it kind of pulling through your hair. I personally really like that feel. It feels a lot like a straight razor or a single edge razor, like a gem or an injector. A lot of guys like that. But a lot of guys don't. A lot of guys want that like laser through the hair, like zero feel, like, is there even a blade in here? Like, I don't even feel anything. That's what this is gonna give you. And if you're someone who has sensitive skin, that can make all the difference. There is just no end to the amount of water or air in this water line. It's just unbelievable to me. I'm actually gonna dial it down for my lower neck. Another benefit of the adjustable razor for your shave performance is you can change it on the fly. I'm not sitting here fiddling with different guards and flipping them over and moving them around like other adjustable razor systems. I can just turn the dial. It's like a volume knob. On my lower neck, I don't want as much of a close shave because I can get irritation a lot easier. So I turn it down. And on the Konsul, just like the ambassador, all we're doing to adjust is we're raising and lowering. I can show you if you can zoom in on this. We're just raising and lowering the guard. So the blade stays exactly in the same spot. The cap stays in the same spot. There's no need to loosen anything to do this. It just can adjust on the fly. And all we're doing is changing that distance between the bottom of the blade and the guard. And we're just raising the guard up and down with respect to the blade. So it's basically gonna let more blade out, so to speak. But I do purposely call it a volume knob. And in fact, the first kind of idea for the ambassador was to have like a triangle just like growing, like almost like a volume knob on a remote control, because that's kind of how I think of it. People got this idea of getting caught up with numbers and, oh, I like number 5 on a Gillette Fat Boy. Is that number 5 on the ambassador? And it's like, no, these numbers really are completely subjective, or they're individual to this razor. They have nothing to do with other razors. And you also shouldn't get like, you shouldn't have your ego caught up in the number. I know this is a guy thing, is to quantify things, and we want bigger, better. Yeah, I got a V8, not a V6. V6, no, I got a V8. And it's like, some people have the ambassador and they'll say, well, I can only use it up to number 3. I can only use it to number 4. And I'm like, well, okay, great, that's the number for you. Or I can only use it on number 2. Okay, cool, that's the number for you. It doesn't, just because there's 6 settings doesn't mean you should be able to use all 6. It's adjustable. It should be able to go from mild to wild, and maybe you don't need to be in the person who's using it on the wild setting of 5 or 6. I don't use it up there. I use it at 2.5, 3, 3.5. Both razors, the Konsul and the ambassador. So, just amused by this air situation. So for like right now, I'm ready to trim my goatee, the bottom of it, and I actually need some more blade. So again, I'm gonna turn this up. I'm turning up the volume, the aggressiveness, right? To really mow through all this hair down here. Pretty good. But the Konsul has done really well overall. I'm now up to 4.5. There we go. It's done really well. We started making a small kind of trial batch of just like 150, and they were pretty much sold out immediately. And we did that so we can get feedback from people. And the feedback was really positive overall. We're in a very old building here, guys. I just can't get over this air situation. We're like in a building from 1920, and there's like a million different sinks and faucets in this building. So if someone does work somewhere, you get air for days. But yeah, we made 150. We heard some feedback. Everyone said that the shave performance was awesome and the machining was really nice. We did hear one thing about some finishing on the bottom of the guard. And so that'll be incorporated, a sandblast stage will be incorporated into the bottom of the next batch and from here on out to just take away some of the machine marks and make it more uniform looking. But we're not changing anything with the shave performance. I think it's dialed in perfect. I was really happy that we were able to have guys out there who didn't like the Ambassador to get this, and then they love this. And that was the point. It wasn't to have them compete. They're not like, competition, frenemies here, like Ambassador, Konsul. No, it's like it's different strokes for different folks, right? And people who have that sensitive skin, thick facial hair, and maybe don't want the blade feel, or maybe the blade feel does bad for them, then maybe the Ambassador's not for you. Maybe the Konsul is a great choice for you. And for people that love that blade feel and the simplicity of just a straight bar razor and a little bit lower price point, the Ambassador is a great choice. It's been around for a long time. So that is that. I'm going to finish up with an aftershave splash. Usually I'd have a balm, but I wanted to try a splash today. So we're going to use some of the Razor Emporium Barbershop Splash. That is very splashy. That's nice. But I think I touched upon all the points. Another couple cool things with shave performance is the grip. So we wanted to do something really different with this grip to also kind of differentiate it from the Ambassador. So it's got this really cool diamond grip, as we're calling it. And also kind of visually accentuates and reminds you of the slant of the safety bar. And it's really easy to hold on to. People always say that the Rex razors have a really great grip. Maybe I've heard some of the best grip in the business. So that's pretty cool to hear that. We do offer different finish options. There's a polished option. There's deluxe gold and deluxe rhodium plating options through Razor Emporium. But yeah, I'm really happy overall with the shave performance. I've been using this razor at home pretty much since we got the first prototype off the line. I took it home. I haven't brought it back. I really do like it, but I go back and forth with this and the Ambassador. I think that they're just different razors, and I think it's always good to mix up what you're using on your face. I think people's faces respond better to variety. If you get in a rut of using the same thing again and again, sometimes you can start getting a lackluster performance or maybe irritation from one razor or another, but mix it up and your face always responds to that. So anything I didn't cover? Questions? It's not live, guys, but if you do have any questions for me about the Konsul, about any other Rex products, any of the Razor Emporium products, slant bars in general, sensitive skin questions, anything and everything, I want to hear from you guys. And if you do leave a comment, you're entered in to win this, the official Razor Emporium black and blue t-shirt. We thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time at Razor Emporium for all things vintage shaving. Thanks, guys.